Conor Gallagher out and Osimhen in. That, my friends, is the latest news for Chelsea Football Club. Now, of course, this is mainly speculation. I can't tell you whether Gallagher's going to 100% stay or 100% leave. I honestly don't know. And as for Osimhen, anything can happen, man. There's no strong guarantees in this at all. I mean, with Gallagher, right? We're agreeing on a fee right now. We're in negotiations. It's happening, right? Unless the deal breaks down, which I mean probably won't happen, then it's gonna happen. And with Osimhen, nothing is guaranteed. I mean, we're negotiating over like a sort of Lukaku deal. Obviously, he's been linked to Napoli a long time. Conte wants him. Napoli has agreed with Conte that Lukaku would be a great asset to them. And they just want him. They really, really want him. And he's worth about £30 million or euros at this point. I'm not too sure. But look, we're going to get into the Osimhen talks a bit later. Right now, let's talk about Conor Gallagher. The man that was one of Chelsea's best players last season, easily, right? He is a Cobham graduate. He has been there with Chelsea for a very long time, since he was a little boy. Now, he's grew up in Cobham. He's grew up around this culture, and because of those reasons, a lot of fans love him. He's one of the fan favourites, right? And even for me, I love him, honestly. I think the way he improved his performances from 2022 to 2023 to then what we saw last season, 2023 to 2024, there's a massive, significant increase of performances by him. And obviously that hard work hasn't gone unnoticed. His market value skyrocketed, right? He won Chelsea points last season single-handedly. He's been invaluable to Chelsea last season. Now, with that all being said, this season, I think with the new system we have, I do believe he can play amazing still. It doesn't matter, right? I think he can be an asset off the bench, maybe even starting, depending on how Enzo Maresca can fit him into the team. But I don't think he is as invaluable as he was last season. Now, when I'm saying that, I'm not trying to say that I want him to go. Absolutely not. I think if we can keep him, great. Unless we get a significant fee where we can't, you just deny that. At that point, fair enough. But I think 50 million, I believe, is the price that we're trying to sell him. And I think that's a shambles. I think Conor Gallagher is 60 to 70 million worth. I think that is the most appropriate price. Or maybe not even 70, but 60 is, for me, the minimum. Especially after the season if he's coming out. You guys let me know in the comments how much you would sell Galagher for. Is it 40? Is it 50? 60? 70? 80? Maybe he's unsellable for you guys. I'm genuinely trying to understand what the fans think. So drop that in the comments. Let me know for you what you would sell him for. But for me personally, I think 70 is a good price. I mean, 80 would be ideal, but I'd understand why he's not worth 80 million. So fair enough. But 70, I think, is a good price. I think 60 is the minimum. And for me, if I was the owner, I'd think about 60 million. But 50 for me, it's just not enough. It's not enough, especially considering there's probably going to be some sort of installment or add-ons in it. If it's straight up 50, that's a different conversation. But yeah, that is my thoughts on Gallagher. Like I said again, I think he's a great player. I think he can perform well in Chelsea this season especially. But I think with how it's going on, he's going for about 50 million. And it's a bit of a disgrace, honestly. Especially when you talk about the impact of what Gallagher brings to Chelsea, just not on the pitch, off the pitch. Cobham graduate, man. He's been there at the club for a long time. He understands the culture at the club, and I mean, he's a local hero basically at this point. I mean, selling him is just this early on. It's just not it. And now let's talk about Victor Osimhen. This man has been linked to Chelsea for a very long time, and honestly, at this point, I'm not even sure I want him anymore. I mean, with what we got going on right now at the club, would he even fit in the system of playing? I'm not too sure about that. However, I will say he is among the best strikers in the world. I mean, a season ago, he was the third best striker in the world behind Haaland and Harry Kane easily, right? And now, he's fallen off a bit. You know, injury riddled season. I mean, proven that he's injury prone. Another player that could potentially miss out a lot of games for Chelsea. And yeah, it's just, for me, I'd rather get someone who's not as injury prone at this point right now after everything we've been through. I don't want a big player that we pay 100 million or something like that to miss the whole season anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, we've gone that with Nkunku, Reece James. We obviously, there's no price tag to it, but he's one of our best players. But like I said before, Chelsea and Napoli right now, they're not going through serious negotiations right now. They're just trying to maybe start the conversation, you know, just build on a sort of deal where they can somewhat agree on. But right now, it's not happened. They were trying to do maybe a swap deal, maybe straight, maybe like Lukaku plus 70 million, something along those lines. That's probably what we're trying to do. And with Osimhen's value falling every month, I mean, like, he is trying to leave Napoli. It's clear. And Napoli at this point are getting desperate. They're just trying to dash him off now. And they really want to replace him with Lukaku. But guys, to conclude the video, it's looking like Galagher is leaving the club. Unfortunately, it's not looking like he has a choice. It's looking like it's a bit forced on Chelsea's side. But, I mean, what can you do, man? I mean, when the owners aren't listening to the fans, then this sort of thing just happens. And it leaves the fan base distraught and worried and concerned and a bit angry as well, man. I mean, I understand it. So, yeah, you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this. And obviously, Osimhen, it's just not guaranteed yet. So, we just don't know. But, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.